Seeds of Wisdom RV and Economics Updates Tuesday afternoon, October 21, 25. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Good afternoon. Dinar recaps. Budapest bound. Donald J. Trump and Vladimir V. Putin's summit shakes Europe's foundations. How a planned US-Russia summit in Hungary is stirring unease across the Atlantic. A forthcoming summit between Donald Trump of the US and Vladimir Putin of Russia in Budapest, hosted by Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban, has sparked concern in European capitals and among Ukraine's leadership about the implications for the transatlantic alliance. The setting. The summit is expected to take place in Budapest in late October. Hungary, under Orban, has developed a more conciliatory posture toward Russia and has opposed deeper EU military support for Ukraine. Poland has publicly warned that Putin entering its airspace en route to Hungary could trigger the obligation under the International Criminal Court (ICC) arrest warrant to detain him. Tensions and issues at stake. European leaders fear the venue and hosts alignment will legitimize Russia and weaken Ukraine's negotiating position. Ukraine has signaled it would only participate if treated as an equal party and has criticized Hungary's neutrality. The summit may influence decisions on Ukraine's future, sanctions on Russia, NATO cohesion and the broader rules-based order. Why this matters? The implications of this summit go far beyond a bilateral meeting. It tests the unity of the US-European alliance at a moment when Russia's war in Ukraine is still raging and the stakes are high. A perceived sidelining of Ukraine or reward to Russia could undermine the principle that borders cannot be changed by force, a key component of the post-Cold War order. It signals that personal diplomacy, Trump-Putin, may bypass institutional channels, NATO, EU, which could alter how multilateral security frameworks operate. The summit's optics, Hungary hosting Russia's leader under ICC warrant, raise legal and diplomatic risks for NATO members and EU states. This is not just politics, it's global alliances and global finance restructuring before our eyes. Mining power play. Donald J. Trump and Anthony Albanese's US-Australia Critical Minerals Alliance. How Washington and Canberra are teaming up to break China's grip on strategic materials and reshape defense supply lines. On October 20, US President Donald Trump and Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese announced an $8.5 billion framework agreement aimed at bolstering mining and processing of critical minerals, such as rare earth elements, between the United States and Australia, signaling a strategic shift in global supply chains and geopolitics. Details of the agreement. The White House released a framework stating that both countries will invest at least $1 billion each over the next 6 months into mining and processing projects. The U.S. Export-Import Bank, EXIM, announced letters of interest totaling $2.2 billion for 7 Australian projects, potentially unlocking up to $5 billion of total investment. Key motivating factor. China's recent tightening of export controls on rare earths and magnets used in semiconductors, defense and advanced manufacturing. Strategic implications. The pact is part of a broader push to reduce Western reliance on Chinese supply chains for defense and high-tech industries. Australia's mining sector jumps in significance, from supplying raw minerals to becoming a hub for processing and refining under Western security architectures. The deal also underscores a greater convergence of economics and defense. Critical materials are now firmly in the strategic diplomacy domain. Why this matters? Supply chain security is now a core element of geopolitical competition. By securing alternative mineral sources, the US and Australia aim to blunt China's leverage over high-tech and defense sectors. The deal reflects that resource diplomacy is back. Access, control and refinement of critical minerals are being treated as matters of national security, not just commerce. It may trigger ripple effects. China may retaliate or intensify its own export controls, global mining companies may shift strategy. And countries with rich mineral endowments might find themselves in the center of great power competition. For global defense, ensuring Western allies have secure access to essential components, like rare earth magnets, gallium, etc., is now as important as conventional arms procurement. This is not just politics, it's global alliances and global finance restructuring before our eyes. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: dinarrecaps.com